Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. Today, Wiper Party members and leaders met and urged Kalonzo Musyoka to rejoin Azimio. That was today. So in this video, I want us to dig deep to see exactly the political maneuvers being played behind the scenes. Yes, but before we do that, let's listen into these leaders.
Which endorsed our party leader to go and vie for the presidency. We did this knowing that there would be other opponents, but we did that in the understanding that every party that is worth its name in salt has to organize and ensure that they vie for political power. So we did tell our party leader to go and vie for the presidential seat. And we also put a rider in those agreements that he is free to talk to any other political party that they could form coalition with. You know very well that our party leader started the coalition of the One Kenya Alliance. And later on, he decided to join the One Kenya Alliance, decided to join together with Azimio so that we formed the Azimio One Kenya political party. The intention was to ensure that as a party, we are part of the next government. Now today, we are here because we want to talk about what happened. We believed that our party leader was going to be the candidate. Later on, we believed that our party leader was going to be the deputy president. When that did not happen, as a party, and I want to make this clear, as a party, we positioned our party leader as a candidate for the elections so that we cannot be taken for a ride. So our party leader, as we are talking right now, his papers have gone to IBC and he already has named a running mate. But what we have decided and we have discussed as leaders is that, you see, the country is greater also than Wiper itself. And that because we had already agreed to work under the Azimio One Kenya Alliance, that maybe it is time that we exhaust all the options that were available under the Azimio One Kenya Alliance. Because there is a dispute resolution mechanism under that alliance. So we are asking our party leader that we do reconsider the possibility of having further discussions on this coalition arrangement. One of the reasons why we are disappointed and why we were disappointed and said we are going to go all the way to the ballot is because there was no structured discussion.
Yes. I'm ready to understand that those leaders actually took a vote. And out of the 50 members present, a whopping 45 members supported Kalonzo Musyoka rejoining Azimio. That's about 90%. So in this video, I want us to dig deep to understand the games being played here. But in case you've bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. From all indications, that meeting might have been sanctioned by Kalonzo Musyoka himself, and Kalonzo Musyoka might have given those leaders a hint on which position, or rather on which direction, he might be intending to pursue. In other words, Kalonzo Musyoka has given his party members and leaders the direction. He is most likely rejoining Azimio. That's why those members are actually talking the way they are talking. They are just trying to talk on behalf of Kalonzo Musyoka. So Kalonzo is actually on his way to Azimio. That is one thing that has to be made clear. And also, if you look at it carefully, I tend to believe Kalonzo Musyoka was trying to fence it. He wanted to look at which side has more weight. And Kalonzo has seen for himself that Azimio of Raila Amolo Odinga seems to be heavier than the side of Kenya Kwanza Alliance of William Ruto. And I'm saying that because currently, if you look at the mountain, chances are very high on the mountain that Raila Amolo Odinga can even beat William Ruto for the mountain vote. And by August election, chances, all indications are showing clearly Raila can edge William Ruto out of the mountain. Yes. And immediately Raila picked Martha Karua as his running mate, and William Ruto picked Rigathi Gachagua as his running mate. There's been a lot of interest towards Azimio, towards Martha Karua, and especially on the mountain. And immediately Raila picked his running mate, and William Ruto picked his running mate. A survey was done across the country. And from the survey, for the very first time, Ipsos, not Ipsos, I mean TIFA, a research firm that has constantly been placing William Ruto ahead of Raila Amolo Odinga. For the very first time, TIFA actually placed Raila Amolo Odinga ahead of William Ruto. And I know Kalonzo might be privy to that. So that might have also scared Kalonzo Musyoka, because he knows that even if he does not support Raila, Raila nonetheless is going to win. So I'm seeing a Kalonzo Musyoka who is now being forced through circumstances to support Raila Amolo Odinga, even if he never wanted to support Raila Odinga. Kalonzo knows Raila is going to win, with or without him. That is one thing here. And if you look at it from another angle, I honestly believe that Kalonzo was trying to position himself for a runoff. Yes, Kalonzo was trying to position himself in the middle, something similar to what we saw in 2007. In 2007, it was too close to call the race between Raila and Mwai Kibaki. Kalonzo was also trying to do such kind of a thing in this year's election. But having looked at the political reality very well, that might not even happen. In fact, we might have a first round winner winning with an overwhelming majority in this year's election. So Kalonzo already knows that there might not even be a runoff, and he does not want to take chances here. That is also something that might actually be informing why Kalonzo is directing his party members to talk the way they're actually talking. And then also, Kalonzo some weeks back, endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. And across the country, we have Wiper leaders who already had branded some merchandise for their campaigns, T-shirts, posters, and such kinds of things. So for Kalonzo Musyoka to actually make a about turn is actually auguring very negatively, or rather badly, with some of these aspirants in terms of cost and actually branding. Yes, it won't be all that effective even if Kalonzo Musyoka was to contest for the presidency. The cost on aspirants will be way too much for them to actually bear. And then they won't campaign for Kalonzo Musyoka if assuming he will be on the presidential race with a lot of enthusiasm, because already their minds were actually climatized to the fact that their candidate, rather the presidential candidate, was Raila Amolo Odinga. So because of the cost factor, I'm seeing those leaders, maybe in their own volition, actually insisting and advising Kalonzo Musyoka to support Raila Amolo Odinga. That is one thing I'm seeing here again. And then as Kadiani Member of Parliament Robert Mpui has put it, it's no longer about Kalonzo Musyoka, but about Wiper Party. Through negotiations, Kalonzo was to be offered some positions in government, some cabinet secretaries, some government appointments. So I know Kalonzo stands to gain a lot in Raila Amolo Odinga's government if actually negotiates well. He stands to gain a lot. And that's exactly what those Wiper leaders are actually stating. They want some kind of structured dialogue. And as I conclude, Kalonzo Musyoka, his heart, mind, body, and soul everything Kalonzo Musyoka is pro-Azimio. Kalonzo is in Azimio to stay. It's only a matter of when. Or rather, it's just a matter of time before actually Kalonzo shows that he's actually Azimio-rated. Let me use that kind of a term. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, just as I did indicate when we were starting, in case you've bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya.